Hello everybody, Scully back from Blue Coconut Family. I hope you're well. This is the first time I've ever done one of these. It's a mod review. It's not one of my mods actually. This is Traincraft. This is the awesome mod, which adds a huge selection of rail-based trains, carts. Well, trains. It's amazing mod. So let's jump straight into what sort of thing does. Now, as you can see in front of me, I have got a train and it's all steaming up. I'll get back to that in a minute. But that is cool. I've got a nice little track set up as well. We'll leave those there for a minute and I'll get back to those. But let's start over here. So I wanted to build a little demonstration of how you would build a little house for your train. So what I've done here, because I also want to demonstrate how this mod works with Railcraft as well. This pretty much works in parallel to Railcraft. Now they don't fully interlink because of course they're two separate mods, so there are some conflicts between the different types of carts and things. So Railcraft carts and Traincraft carts will not link or work together. So in here I've literally got Railcraft buffers and Railcraft points, and you can stick the Traincraft trains in here and it'll be all fine. And I've got some Bibliocraft lanterns in here to brighten it up. Let's have it back today. So over here we got a couple of the things what this mod adds other than trains. So the first one is this awesome book which is all shiny and beautiful. What this is the Traincraft guide. Bring my GUI back on. There we go. So what this is this basically is the wiki in a book, and it's crafted by rails surrounding a book. Funny that. And literally, as you can see, it's a guidebook. So it's got a nice little GUI on it. It's got nice little things, and you know you can flick through the pages, and it basically explains some of the stuff what I'm going to be going through in the tutorial. But this is a great thing. It has recipes, all these sorts of things. It's got 84 pages worth of how you build trains and all that sort of thing, and information on how you build stuff and how you run stuff and how you work stuff. It is pretty cool. So let's move on to the other stuff that's in this mod. So you got the awesome book. I do suggest that's the first thing you build. Then we have copper ore, which is exactly the same as the Buildcraft copper, the Industrial Craft copper, the Universal Electricity copper, and that sort of thing, because they've all basically the same sort of properties. So you can use any of the other mod coppers in place of this copper, except for this one's green. I think the other ones are like brown. So this one is the most technically correct copper, because copper in real life is greeny like bluey sort of thing. Looks like that. Yes, so that's added in the game, and you can make copper cables and things like that to work on electric trains. Very cool, and I'll get back to that in a minute. We have oil sands, which I'm guessing is just oil in sand. Yeah. So you can find that, I'm guessing, in the desert. It didn't fully say where you find it. I think it's just mainly in the desert underneath sand bits. So that's quite a cool thing. That's how you make diesel. Then you have petroleum, which looks like the same texture but on, no, it looks like it's on stone. So I'm guessing you find that in the desert and this one in normal places. So I'm guessing with petroleum, that's made for that's for petrol and that's for diesel. And the recipe how you make it is extremely simple. Then we move on to the open hearth furnace. Try saying that. Open hearth furnace. No, it must be me. But yeah, what this basically is how you smelt two things like that into one. I'll get back to that when I go over there. Then you have the train workbench, which is how you make all the components for your trains. I'll get back to that. Then you have the Distillation Tower, which is how you make your diesel and petrol, and I'll get back to that over there. Then you have the Assembly Table 1, which is how you make, I believe, this. Wow. I think it might be bugged that bit, but it has no recipes. Oh, voila. I'm guessing it's Uh, assembly table 1 is where you make the simple trains, and that is all explained, or tier 1 trains, that is all explained in the little guidebook. Assembly table 2 is slightly more advanced, the exact same design, exact same GUI, except for it's make tier 2 trains. So if you can see on here, it's got a steam engine on the back. This one's got a little diesel, and then this one has got a high-speed train. So I'm guessing it'll be steam, diesel, electric ones. That's just a guess, but that's pretty much it is. Except for these are very expensive, and I'll just run down in a minute once I've explained them all with crafting recipes for them. Then we got the train buffers, which works in the exact way how the railcraft buffers work, except for as a technical side, this is a solid block. If I went, the chicken is trying to drive the train. Okay, if I go back to these things, see how it's like almost a micro block? Can you see the little outline? Yeah? So it's like a mini block inside it. If I go back to this one, the train craft, it's a full block. So the full thing is a block. So it almost it is pretty much like sticking that at the end, except for it's got a interior design. So it does look pretty cool. So that's all those. Let's go over crafting recipes. So for the open hearth furnace, you create that via 6 nether bricks, 1 lava bucket, 1 empty bucket, and 1 block of iron. So it's quite expensive, but it shouldn't. But that's about a mid-game investment. So it's not a straight-off investment for when you start a survival. It's about a mid-game one. Train workbench is created by, wow, it's 6 planks, 1 furnace, and 2 iron. So that's quite an early on investment. That's quite an early on basic game thing. So you can get that quite early on in your survival. Distillation Tower, how you make petrol. This is 8 steel ingots and 1 firebox. So that's a very late, I'll say that's a mid to late game investment. And a firebox, it's not telling me how you make a firebox, but I think that is explained in your little book. The assembly table 1, this is created 2 iron, 2 pistons, 4 stone. So that's quite, I'd say that's an early to mid game investment. That one, because you've got to require the pistons and redstone. That's the only one I'm thinking of that. Then you've got the table 2, which is exact same, except for you remove the stone and place it with obsidian, and you add 2 gold. Now, this is a lot more expensive, so this is a solid mid-game. This is a mid to probably late game investment for that, to be able to get that. So this is after you've got obsidian and diamond pickaxe and things like that. Then we've got table 3. Now this is the most expensive of all. You remove 2 obsidian and you replace them with 2 diamonds and a glowstone. So that's after you've been to the nether, got plenty of diamonds, and you're willing to spend them on the crafting table. To me, unless it reveals good things for the mod and you know you feel like that sort of trains what that produces will help you in some sort of way, then yeah, go ahead for it. So yeah, so early game, mid to late, and then very late game. So that's when you should get those. Then we've got the train buffers. This is very simple. It's 3 wood planks, 2 iron ingots, and 3 rails. Now personally, oh hello. Now personally, I would have said it would have been better if they stuck that as 1 rail, because if you look at it, it has, the buffers only have 1 rail underneath it, so I don't know why you need 3, but I don't know, and maybe like a little glowstone in the corner just to make the light. But that, I didn't make the mod, so I don't really know. Now we move on to the more technical side of this mod. Here we create steel, and how I'll show you how to make petrol and diesel. So here we make coal dust. So it's 4 coal in a crafting table, and you put that through, and that creates 4 coal dust. So you get all your coal back, but in dust form. So it's a lot more simpler than the industrial craft dust, coal dust, but it can be replaced by it. They have implemented a combination, so you can use the industrial craft coal dust in this mod, and vice versa. So this is how you make graphite. You use 8 coal dust in a little circle with 1 clay in the middle, and it creates 4 graphites. Now, to me that seems very expensive, because not for the clay but for the coal dust, because that requires you to have 8 coal, which you then turn into coal dust, and then you make that into only 4 graphite. Now, to me that's pretty expensive, especially for the next stage. This next stage is making iron. Sorry, not iron, steel. And for that you need 1 graphite and 1 iron, and you put coal in the bottom. It melts it all the way through, and we're going to watch this happen. It's quite a slow process, but it is the pace of a actual pensioner walking across the road. They put a lot of time and effort into designing that, so it's the exact same time on how long it takes for an old person to cross the road. Yeah. I just made that up, but they didn't actually put time and effort into knowing how long it takes for an old person to cross the road. It's just passing the time. But nearly done. Nearly done. Now I do believe in the later versions of this mod, because I am actually playing this on the LexTube mod pack, which is in 1.5.2, and this mod has actually been updated 1.6. And I've been looking on the wiki, and apparently you can make steel via putting 3 iron and 1 graphite in the crafting table, and that creates 4 steel dust, and then you put that steel dust into a furnace, and you convert that into a steel ingot. Okay, so that's done. That's made 1 steel ingot. So that's why I say it's very, very expensive, because you only get, for each 1 graphite and 1 iron, you only get 1 steel. Okay, so it's very expensive, and this block does have a very cool animation. Look at that. Ah, that's quite cool actually. Hang on. Ah, cool, and back to work. Right, now this is the Distillation Tower, which it says at the top of my screen. I like that, that's quite cool. And this is used to create your diesel and petrol. So for now I've put in oil sands and some empty fuel canisters. Now how you make empty fuel canisters is you put 8 plastic in a circle. I can't show you because it won't let me show you it. What you do is you stick your coal in, and it burns away, and you get a little picture of a canister. Now I'll show you what plastic looks like in a minute, but you get little canisters that's filling up. Goes on through, goes through. Then we watch the little line. Plastic will go here, and the oil goes here, and we get a fuel thing here. You watch this. Ka-chow, there we go. So you got fuel in here, you can see a little line. We get this here, so we got a canister, which can be used in a liquid fuel firebox, which I believe is railcraft, and a combustion engine, which is buildcraft. It's quite cool. I like that. So yeah, that's working quite well. There's plastic, so you put that in a circle. Now you're probably thinking, how do you get the plastic if you can't create diesel yet? Now, you don't have to have these here. I only put those in because I had them before. All you can do is you can just smelt the oil sands, and it builds up in this column here. So it actually stores it internally into the block as data, and you still get the plastic. So after you've smelted 8 plastic, you can actually make 8 oil sands. You can actually make a plastic drum, which is very, very cool. And then the reverse, all you have to do is replace that with petroleum, and you get petrol. So this is diesel. Cool? Awesome. And this has a little effect on it on the top, which is really, really cool. So, on to the bit which you've all been waiting for. Getting down to what the trains are. So, I've split them up into 4 categories. I've got steam, diesel, electric, and special. So, steamed, we got all along here. Now, I haven't decided to go on any cargoes or passenger trucks due to the vast number of them. If you want to find out which ones we have in here, then please download the mod and have a play around, and yeah, have a play around with what vehicles and things you can do. You can get tenders and stuff to elongate your trains, like I've done here, like a nice little wood burner. But yeah, let's go through some of these trains. So we got a nice little red one. Now, these ones do actually, you can change the colours via just, let me just grab some. I think I can change it to orange. Can I change it to orange? No, I can't change it to orange. Which one can I? Can. White, brown. There you go. White, brown, blue, green, red, black. You can change it to any of those colours. So let me get a black. So I believe that's a squid ink. Beautiful. So you can change it to a nice black engine. But we got this. So this is a steam locomotive. This is a small steam locomotive. This one. Let me find the name for it. This one is called a Chiperanov. Chiperanov, I think. Yes. Yep. And then you got a Mogul and a Forney. So Mogul, Forney. There's not a lot of difference between the two. Actually, I don't think there is any difference at all. Oh yeah, there is. A Mogul, which is this one. Mogul is a tender engine. The Forney has got one built onto it, so it is a tank engine. Then we've got the giant beast, which is called a BR01, which is from DB. Yeah, that is cool. So these are, some of these are based off real trains in the world. So DB, so Germany, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please post in the comment section if you do know. And then US, obvious, it comes from the United States. So yeah, we've got the DB there. Then we've got another DB train, which is this one, the BR80. And then finally we got the USSR 0502938. Oh no, that's the product code. But that's that. And these are absolutely huge. Some of these are massive, they really are. So, on to the diesels. So these are pretty much the same, apart from the diesel. So, starting from the top, from this end, we've got the only train from my country, the UK. This is an 08 shunter, and it is very nicely detailed and modelled. And it's beautiful. I do love this train. Then we've got a selection of. Then we've got a VL10. No, not that one. No, not me. We've got a CHME3, which is that one. Then we've got these three, which are the GP7, the GP40, and the SD70 Union Pacific, which is that one. Then we've got these two from Germany again, which is the KOF and the V60. That's all the diesels. Now we move on to the electrics. So starting from the top and working down, we have got the VL10, the tram. So VL10. Did I read that out right? Oh no, so we've got the BRE69. The VL10 and the tram, so VL69, yeah, I've completely forgotten again. The VL10 is that one, then the tram. Then we got a coal, what's this one called? This is the coal hoarder. That is really nice. This one is the one you would use if you went down to a mine shaft. Which, you know, it's really small, compact, it's beautiful. Then we got the New York subway train, which is very well textured and modelled because it has all the interior seating, and it is really nicely done, very nicely done. Then we've got the high speed train, which is this one at the bottom, and you can fit carriages and everything on this, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this. It is really nice. So that is all the normal trains. Now we go on to the special, which is this one, which is the track. I've got to get the full name up now. It is the track builder, which is basically how you create track automatically. Now where's the GUI for this? There it is. So, in here you can place what track goes above it, so you can create it in its own little tunnel area. What goes around it in this section, what is placed directly beneath the track, what is placed underneath that block, so if you want like ballast and then a solid block underneath, coal, and then the track you want to use, then that goes on its merry weather self. I'll show you an example of this, because all this was created by that machine, hence the half broken tree and the perfectly square tunnel, and the tunnel full of mobs. Coming through, mobs. Coming through. Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through. Hello. I believe that is a... Did it go off without you? Where is it? It's not here. Did a mob eat it? I think a mob ate it. The other tunnel was it? Oh well, no worries. It, you just have to believe me. But yeah, that track builder caused that, and it will keep on going and keep on going until the chunks stop loading. That's basically the only thing that stops it is chunks, and I can guarantee you that's what's caused that to happen there. But in the past, I've never had any problem with it disappearing. I've only had it just stop, and you have to go up to it and it'll continue going again. But yes, let's show you how the trains actually work. So if I jump on this, this is a small steam locomotive. And what you do is you've got a nice little GUI here. So you need some coal, and you place the coal in this little thing, and you place water in that one, which fills up this tank. And you got tendon, you fill that with coal, and you fill that with water, and it has another section for you. And then if you look down here, I've got a little panel which tells me my fuel, how hot my engine is, how much water I've got, and my speed, and what state I am. Now, when you first start up in a train, it will have state cold. This means you cannot move. You cannot go at all. You are stationary until it goes. Then it will go to warm, which means you can move a little bit, but you won't go fast at all. Wait till it goes hot, and then you can move at, top speed, and it'll be lovely. Now to go, you got to make sure that this is not saying brake, so it's say off like that. Nice. Then you basically press W, and you're off. You can go as fast as you want, up to 64 in this locomotive, because it does have a limit. And you press S to slow down and stop. And now it will keep edging forward, as you can see, like that. To stop that, you just press that and it turns the brakes on, and like that, there you go, it stopped. So that is pretty much this mod. Now, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you guys all download it and you enjoy it, because it is such a well done mod and very well made, and I hope they develop it more in the future. Now, I'd love to see some of yours, you guys and your creations for what you can do with this mod. So if you guys create like a mass railway network or some train stuff, and or even a mine which you've built using these trains to go in and out of to bring up coal, or something really cool like a train handling yard, like a train shed or something like that, please post photos on my Facebook wall. It's v.bluecoconut.family. Type that in your URL so it's www.facebook.com/v.bluecoconut.family. Please type that in, and please like us. If you cannot post on there, or you can't find us, then drop me an email and I'll post it for you. Please drop me an email at scotty@scotty.co.uk. So I've been Scotty from Blue Coconut Family, reviewing the Traincraft mod, and I've only scratched the very surface of this mod. So until another time, I bid you very, very good day.